Good evening all. It's still Sunday, September 3rd. It's roughly 6:30 at night. And yeah, it's the old redneck again. Not going to really be a rant, say, trying to get out of that mode. Let's try to tone down the rhetoric that's going around on both sides. I don't know if we can or not, but we're going to try. I don't know. This world's going down a slippery slope really friggin' quick. You know? Yeah. Hurricane Harvey hit Texas. I see everybody coming together. White, black, Asian, doesn't matter. Politicians, cops, crooks. All trying to get people out of places. Yeah, are there some bad apples down there? Trying to stir hate, keep the hate going. You see people posting that, hey, we're looting Whitey's place. We're looting this, we're looting that. Yeah, that shows there's bad people out there too. But there's also bad on the other side when you see a whole bunch of what is would be currently termed as white racists, rednecks, whatever, standing around a home painted sign, carrying guns, saying, you loot, we shoot. Got to be a common ground there someplace. Just like everywhere else in this great country, there has to be a common ground. All the people getting upset and up in arms over a flag or over a monument, like a hunk of stone has ever offended you. I'm not going to preach to people to look at history, because if they haven't by now, they're just sheep. Or what we used to call in the military as cannon fodder. The people pulling the strings are pointing you in a direction, and they don't really give a shit if you live or die. Now, I could be off base. I could be totally out there in left field. I'm starting to feel like Don Quixote battling windmills, just trying to talk sense to people. Most of these young kids, and most of them are young, they're going after these so-called white supremacists who probably couldn't spell supremacists if they needed to. They've never been in a war zone. They've never been in a firefight. They've never been anywhere where there's been violence that might have happened to them. They are attacking people that don't want to fight, but they claim they're winning a victory. They're showing their thugs. Guess maybe that gives them some street cred. Maybe that makes them think they're tough guys. I don't know. I know, as a veteran, my blood is starting to boil at this bullshit. I've talked to a lot of vets, a lot of good old boys, white and black, and we're all starting to get a little irritated at this bullshit going on in this country and our government letting it happen. I don't care what political party you belong to. I don't give a shit if you voted for Hillary, Bernie, or Donald Trump. I really don't care. Get over it. Grow the fuck up. Trump is our president for the next 4 years. Whether you like it or not. There are those that say He's not my president. Then move the fuck out of this country. You got the Hollywood people all jumping up and down because they're paid Democrats. Or they're paid by somebody, or they think it's going to get their face on the 6 o'clock fucking news. A lot of them are aging actors that don't really have anything to offer anymore. Then you got all these activists that think it's just great they're going to go out there and punch people in the face and bust a club over people's heads that just trying to say, hey, we want to have our say. Yet they claim they're defending free speech. So let's look at this logically. To me, being I'm 61 years old, and I grew up before they started indoctrinating people, free speech means both sides have a say. Both sides can speak their mind. You have the right to disagree. Free speech does not mean only you get to talk and we just have to sit there and go, oh, yes ma'am, yes sir, oh yeah, we agree, yes sure, oh yeah, whatever you say. That's not free speech, that's not freedom. That's nothing but dictatorship. If you want that, move to North Korea, move to China. I'm sure they'll let you have all the free speech you want. Or maybe that's the plan for this country. I've heard tell there's reports of UN troops on U.S. soil. The Blue Hats all make good targets. This country was founded on a few basic principles. No taxation without representation. Oh, we got plenty of fucking taxation, and I don't see a whole lot of representing going on in our Congress or Senate. I see a whole lot of people taking kickbacks, bribes, and anything else, any other dollar they can get. When you see our lawmakers turn around and say, well, we got to pass this bill so we know what's in it. Well, why don't you get off your dead fucking limp ass and read the damn thing before you vote for it, instead of paying some or telling some intern to read it and give you their advice on it. You pass this health care bill to force it down the whole country's throat, but you don't have to follow it. Why, are you special? Makes no sense to me. Now we got a man in the office that wants to try to straighten out this country, and he's being fought by the politicians, even the ones on his side. He's being fought by the news media because they might lose their golden egg. They don't have the power they've always thought they had. They're not as important. It's being fought by the opposing party any way they can. The Democratic Party, I remember hearing this as a kid. The Democratic Party was for the people. We can always make money when the Democrats are in office, is what I hear. I heard that my whole damn life. The only thing I've ever seen when Democrats have been in office is people losing jobs. Taxes going up. And we as dumbass people keep putting them in office. I don't understand that. But lately, there's not much difference between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. They're all so full of graft, greed, and corruption. I mean, you got congressmen and senators that have been in office since I was a child. You got Supreme Court justices that fall asleep at the bench. Now, I can't be the only person in God's green earth that understands that there's a problem there. If I am, I've lived too damn long. I started posting videos on YouTube to talk about my Jeep. I haven't done much of those lately because I'm more worried about this country than I am my Jeep, which is strange for me to admit. We're going down a slope into anarchy, people. People have to put the skids on it. People have to be willing to talk. The police have to be willing to do their job. I don't care if the mayor says stand down and go back to your station like the Berkeley mayor did, because he didn't want his boys in AFTA to have their heads busted. Or Boston. Or any of the other rest of these crooked things. Because I've done a little bit of research. Every one of these major confrontations that we've had, the cities have been run by Democrats. And the anti-fascist people have generally been given a green light by the Democratic officials. If that's not showing crime and corruption, I don't know what is. As far as all the Berkeley cops last weekend that decided to stand down in their station, every one of you suckers ought to turn in your friggin' badge and walk out. You've done given up the streets to the thugs. You bowed down and gave up your oath that you swore. Do you remember what it was? It's called Protect and Serve. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too old school. Now I was going to be a cop till I busted every bone in my left foot. And it irritates the hell out of me to see a cop not do his job. I see it all day long out here in California. They're worried about being called a profiler. They're worried about, oh, if we arrest this person's going to be upset. Or we'll have these people protesting. Oh, we'll just go down to the coffee shop and have a cup of coffee. Yet you like dressing up in like your military operations. You like coming on with your bald head and thinking you're the toughest kid on the block when you're actually just a fucking wimp. Sad state of affairs for this country. Law and order made this country. Too many laws will tip it over into the dark side. We're way past that already, I think. Whatever happened to common sense in this country? I don't really know. When did we lose the ability to speak to people straight? Now we got to coach it in catchphrases and words and make sure we don't offend somebody. You catch somebody stealing from your store, you got to be careful about arresting them because you might damage them and get sued for laying hands on them. I catch you stealing from a store, I'm going to put a beat down on you. That's the way it should be. It might stop this bullshit. You throw more restrictions at gun owners, thinking you're going to get the guns off the streets. I don't know many thugs that own legal guns. I don't know many thugs that have the ability to go into a gun store and buy an AK-47 or something like that. Yet you hear of mass shootings, drive-bys, everything else. Where is your humanity, people? If a cop's involved in it, there's 10,000 video cameras going. The streets of Oakland can have a drive-by in the middle of the day, thousands of people in the street, not one single video shows up. Oh, that's right, snitches get stitches. We're so scared of the thugs, we're afraid to speak our mind. We should need all stay in our little safe place and oh, we didn't say anything, sir. Don't be tearing up my business. Yeah, it sounds kind of funny. Actually, it sounds kind of sad. Chicago's got some of the toughest gun laws in the nation, and they got the highest murder rate. Go figure. Why is that? This message is to all the cops, the politicians, both city, state, federal. Get off your fucking asses and do your damn job, honestly. Yeah, you might not have a home in the Hamptons or a Caribbean island to run to. Can you honestly tell me you can look yourself in the mirror in the morning and say, hey, I did the best I could for my constituents? I doubt if a single swinging dick of you could. Or in the case of Pelosi and Feinstein, ovaries, whatever. You got politicians in office that when they're in their state office, they bounce checks all over town and got away with it. What's a little more craft and corruption when they make the federal level? Not understanding this country anymore. Used to be proud to be an American. Best country in the world, I thought. Now I see these suckers trying to turn it into a third world country, and all I want to do is lock and load and start blowing heads off. The thing is, there's a whole lot of vets out there like me that are thinking the same damn thing. To the young punks out there that are stirring this shit up, getting their $35 or whatever they're getting paid by whoever's paying them, we need to know who the puppet masters are. Y'all are thinking all us vets are old. We don't matter. When the shit hits the fan, you can find out just how much the vets matter. A lot of us may not like this country anymore, like its politics. But we either shed blood or we knew people that did defending it and its ideals. And I'm willing to bet my soul that every swinging dick of them is going to step up and just stomp your ass in the dirt. Now, I doubt that this video will ever get shared, posted, whatever. And if I end up on a government watch list, oh, so be it. Gives them something to do. At least I'm getting something for my tax dollars. I haven't made a threat to anybody. I'm talking straight. If the people in this country don't get off their dead fucking ass, turn that damn television off, and start opening up their eyes to what's going on, pretty soon they can put the shackles around their own neck. Because you will be a third world country, and you will be a slave to somebody. Doesn't matter if you're white, black, Asian, transgender, whatever. All this diversity crap is a fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Distraction. They keep us fighting with each other. We don't know what they're doing. And it don't matter if you watch mainstream news or alternate right or alternate left, whatever. You're going to get a spin from a carnival barker to whatever their masters want them to say. Funny thing is, in every news story, there is a kernel of truth. Wake the fuck up, people, and start finding that kernel. Put the pieces together before it is too late, if it's not already too late. I've tried to keep this video short. I can't seem to do that. To all my veteran brothers, I salute you. Keep your mindset. We're going to need you. If we want to save this country, we are going to be needed again. To the ones still serving overseas, abroad, in country, I honor you. I salute you. Keep it straight, keep it 4-0, and watch your six. Because the shit's about to hit the fan very shortly. People keep lighting matches in a factory of dynamite. What's that Admiral Yamamoto said at the start of World War II with Japan? I fear that we are waking a sleeping dragon. Or tiger, I think it was. Something like that. This country does know how to fight for its freedoms. That spirit is not dead. There's a lot of Minutemen out there. There's a lot of people that don't wear badges. They don't wear unit badges. They don't broadcast it. But they'll go to the mat for this country and for their families. You better never forget that. This is the old redneck. Try to have a good evening. Good night.